Hello and welcome to 10-2. Today we're going to be talking about the area of triangles and trapezoids. To start our lesson out today, I have this beautiful picture of the Flatiron Building in New York City. It was built in 1902. Crazy to think it's still there. Many people consider it to be New York's first skyscraper. The foundation of the building is shaped like a triangle. You can find the area of the triangle to find out how much land the building occupies. So to think about things, let's go to the next slide here quick. You can divide any parallelogram into two congruent triangles. The area of each triangle is half the area of the parallelogram. So as you can see in our picture right here, we have a parallelogram. If I cut that parallelogram in half diagonally, then I just have my triangle. So this tells us why, in order to find the area of the triangle, we just do base times height, which is the area of our parallelogram, and then we divide it in half, or multiply by half / divide it by 2, same thing. So we need to get this into our formula sheet right here. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And again, the reason for that is because it is just like cutting our base times height parallelogram in half. So let's try practicing that. Now remember, I want you to write the formula down first. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, so my area is going to equal 1/2 times our base, which is 12, times our height, which is 8. Now, because of the commutative property of multiplication, we know that if I wanted to, I could take half of 8, or I could take half of 12. So I will just work left to right. Half of 12, or 1/2 times 12, is the same as dividing it by 2, so that would be 6 times 8. Oops, 8. So the area is going to be 48 centimeters squared. That would be the area for this triangle. Now let's try another one. Okay, now this one's going to get a little bit trickier. Now I'm multiplying mixed numbers. So here we go. Start by writing the area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. All right, and then our base is 6. Our height is 4.5. Then now I need to multiply that by 1/2. That's going to equal the area. Okay, so if I take half of 6, I would get 3 times 4 1/2 is going to equal the area. Okay, so I would circle up. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 9/2 times 3 over 1. So I could no, I can't reduce. 9 times 3 is 27. Divided by 2 is going to give me my area. 2 goes into 27 13 times. And then there's 1 left over out of 2. And I could have divided 27 by 3. Goes in there 13. Oh, sorry, 2. 2. Minus 2 equals 0. Bring down my 7. It's going to go in there 3 times. I'd have minus 6. I have 1 left over. 1/2 is my remainder. So our area is going to be 13.5 yards squared. All right, now I'm going to move all this up so I can do my next one. I guess I should have only done one on this page. So if you need to write all that down, you can just go back in the video. So now let's do this one. The area of this triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area is going to equal half of 190 is our base times our height, which is 79 and 1/10. So half of 190 is 95. 95 here. Okay, and then I need to multiply that by 79 and 1/10, and that's going to give me my area. So after I multiplied that out, I put that up here in case you want to check it against your multiplication. I got 7,514 and 5/10. And 5/10. That is our area of this triangle, and that area is measured in feet squared. All right, so here's my answer here. Now let's talk about trapezoids. So if we look at trapezoids, you can really divide a parallelogram into two congruent trapezoids as well. As you can see from the picture here, we had a big parallelogram. We can divide it into two congruent trapezoids. The area of each trapezoid is half the area of the parallelogram. Now, this is a trickier formula to memorize. It is this one right here. Please get it into your formula sheet. So the area of a trapezoid equals 1/2 times the height. And then you have to add, and you multiply that by the sum of base 1 and base 2. So we'd add base 1 and base 2 together. Now get this in there, and then let's look at how to solve one of these problems. So if I write down my formula, I call it A-trap equals 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. All right, so now I'm going to continue on by doing my capital A, which always means area, equals 1/2 times the height, which is this 6 right here, the height of my trapezoid. So I'm going to multiply it by 6. And then I'm going to add my base and my height, or sorry, my base 1 and base 2. So 4 and 3/10 plus 10 and 5/10 together. So now off to the side, I'm going to add my 10 and 5/10 plus 4 and 3/10. Sorry, you guys, I have my old stylus, so it doesn't quite work as good as my other one. Okay, 5 and 3 is 8. Bring my decimal point down because I'm lining them up nicely. 14 and 8/10. Okay. 14 and 8/10 times 6 divided by 1/2 is going to equal my area. Now I can do this first. 6 divided by 2, or 6 times 1/2, same thing. That would be 3. So now I only have to multiply my 14 and 8/10 by 3. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to try to do this really small, but the stylus isn't marking very well. Okay, 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So there's one number to the right of my decimal point there, so I need to bring my decimal point back one number. So the area of this trapezoid is 44 and 4/10 meters squared. And that, my friends, is all that I have for you today. We're just kind of practicing writing down the formula. How do I plug in my numbers and then solve? So thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you pack those notes.